Friends, welcome back once again. This is part 2 of episode number 30, and in this part I cover the temple at Talagunda, the temples of Balligave and the beautiful Kaitabeshwara temple at Kubattur. I begin with Sri Pranaveshwara temple at Talagunda and about the small town of Talagunda a bit. Sri Pranaveshwara temple is an ancient Shiva temple located in Talagunda near Sagar in Shimoga district. Pranaveshwara temple is one of the oldest temple of Karnataka. The Shivalinga here is around 7 feet high in height and is in existence since the 2nd century from the Satavahana period. The Pranaveshwara Linga is believed to be very powerful and sacred, representing Lord Shiva in his eternal form. Talagunda was earlier known as Sthanakunduru, and it was an Agrahara or a place of learning and is one of the earliest like that in Karnataka, built at the time of Gautamiputta Shatakarni. The place was once a famous center of Vedic learning which included Vedanta grammar and philosophy taught under Gurukul system, with many scholars and sages living here. The temple was a place for meditation and worship, especially for Brahmins and ascetics who studied the Vedas. The name Parameshwara comes from Pranava or Om, which means that Lord Shiva is the source of all cosmic energy. The temple, built in Dravidian style with a simple yet elegant structure, is having only two parts, Garbhagriha and Sukhanasi. Next to the temple, there is a pillar of inscription from 5th century or 450 CE, laid by Kakutsa Varma, a Kadamba ruler, a descendant of Mayur Sharma. It is in Prakrit language that gives detailed information of Kadamba dynasty. The inscriptions indicate that Mayur Sharma, native of Talagunda, was accomplished in Vedika and went to Pallava capital Kanchipuram to study scriptures, accompanied by his guru and grandfather Veera Sharma. There, having been humiliated by Pallava guard, in a rage, Mayura Sharma gave up his Brahminic studies and took to the sword to avenge his insult. The author of the inscription was Kubja, the court poet of Shanti Varman. He engraved the inscriptions himself to prevent any other engraver from committing mistakes. The Kadambas were the first Kannada rulers of Karnataka who established the kingdom fighting against the Pallavas. We next visit the ancient Sri Tripuranthakeshwara temple and Bherundeshwara temple at Balligave. Tripuranthaka or Tripuranthakeshwara temple is one of the eminent temples in Balligave town of Shimoga district in Karnataka. It is situated at a distance of about 346 kilometers from Bangalore. The temple was built in 1070 AD by Western or later Chalukyas during King Vishnuvardhana's era. The temple's main deity is Tripuranthaka, a form of Lord Shiva. The kings of the Western Chalukya dynasty worshipped Shiva, hence they built many temples dedicated to Lord Shiva. Additionally, they were tolerant towards Vaishnava and Jain faith also, and accordingly one can find sculptures of other Hindu gods, Brahma and Vishnu, along with Shiva above the shrine's entrance. Architecturally, the temple is noted for its decorative windows and screens, which consist of very intricate perforated stonework. The two sides of the doorway to the shrine have a window panel, each filled entirely by 3 pillars of Naga or figures of snake. The long intertwined and knotted bodies of these Nagas create a virtual mesh to fill up the panels. At the doorway are the stone sculptures of Dikpalas guarding the deity. Facing east are the temple's 2 parallel shrines. There are several erotic sculptures on friezes of the temple's outer walls. This kind of sculpture is uncommon of Chalukya. Above the temple's entrance are marvelous stone sculptures of Shiva in the center, dancing as Gajasura Mardhana, to the right of which is Brahma, Kumara and Ganesha figures sculpted. On to the left of the beautiful sculptures of Keshava, Garuda and others, few sculptures belonging to Hoysala era still exist in the temple. One such is the sculpture of Hoysala king killing a lion.
An interesting piece of sculpture near the temple and in the town center is Ganda Bherunda Stamba, the column of a two-headed bird.
The column on which the sculpture stands is about 30 feet or 9 meter tall, and the shaft is about 15 inches or 38 centimeter in diameter. The top of the column has an octagonal capital surmounted by a broad slab of stone. The pillar, also called Vijayastambha, Pillar of Victory, was installed by Chayunda Rayasa, a general of the later Chalukya Emperor Chalukya Malla, in commemoration of a victory in 1047 CE. The octagonal pillar at its top had its figure of the fabulous half-human, half-bird Gandhabhirunda. According to legend, after Narsimha had slain the Asura king Hiranyakashipu, he drank his blood, but his fury did not subside. The gods, fearing that Narsimha might destroy the cosmos in his fury, approached the deity Shiva for help. In order to protect creation, Shiva took his Veerabhadra form to beseech Narsimha to see reason. But Narsimha ignored this appeal. Narsimha took the form of a two-headed eagle, Gandhabhirunda. Then Veerabhadra saw he then took the form of Sharabha and Sharabeshwara, a part lion and part bird beast. A fierce 18-day-long battle ensued, after which Sharabha was able to restore Narsimha's sense of calm. Both Vishnu and Shiva then returned to their abodes. Gandhabhirunda is a mythical animal with a human body and two birds standing in a combative position. It is swallowing human beings through both of its mouth. The right hand is in Abhaya posture and the left hand holds a human body. Our next destination, Sri Kedareshwara Swami Temples of Balligave. The Kedareshwara Swami Temple in Balligave is an 11th century Western Chalukya Hoysala style 3-kuta 3-cell temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. It was constructed somewhere between 1051 and 1075 CE. The temple is also known as Dakshina Kedara. It is a protected monument showcasing exquisite soapstone carvings, ornate pillars, and a unique blend of early Chalukyan and later Hoysala architecture. The temple is located approximately 73 kilometers from Shimoga at Balligave, previously known as Belagami or Ballipura, near Shakirapura. According to historians, the temple's architectural style resembles the later Chalukya non-mainstream but relatively close to mainstream category, dating it to 11th century with some additions made by Hoysalas up to the year of 1131. The temple is constructed from soapstone. During this period, the Hoysala dynasty was a powerful subordinate of the Western Chalukya Empire, only gaining significant independence with King Vishnuvardhana, who ruled between 1108 and 1152 AD. The temple is recognized as a monument of national significance by the Archaeological Survey of India. I next cover the famous Kaitabeshwara temple at Kubattur. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, the Kaitabeshwara temple is located in a place called Kotipura. Kubattur is situated in Sorab Taluk in Shimoga district. It is situated near Anavati and should not be confused with the Kubattur moments of Anavati. As per a legend, Anavati got its name being the place where kings, elephants and horses were once tied. Kubattur is referred to as Kubattur in its inscriptions and associated with Nagar Khana of 70 province. Constructed by Hoysala king Vinaditya in around 1100 CE, the temple received extensive grants from the Western Chalukyas and Vikramaditya VI. The Hoysalas were strong feudatories of the Western Chalukyas. Lord Shiva in this temple is known as Kotishwara or Kotinatha as per the inscriptions found in the temple. The temple is located around 28 kilometers south of West Hanagal and is known for sculptures and carvings typical of Chalukyan architecture, apart from being a brilliant structural masterpiece. According to legends and local chronicles, this place was inhabited by two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba, who were the devotees of Shiva Hence, there is a close relationship between Kaitabeshwara of Kotipura and Madhukeshwara of Banavasi. Another legend relates it to the story of Chandrasa in Mahabharata, but that is Kubattur moments of Anavati, so don't confuse with that. Talking about the architecture, the temple has a single square shaped shrine or Garbhagriha with an east-west orientation, a vestibule that connects the sanctum to the main large open hall Mukhamandapa that has a staggered square plan and can be entered from 5 sides, 2 lateral and 1 each in north, south and east. The superstructure over the sanctum is 4-tiered Chatusthara Arpita. It is crowned by a large domed roof that looks like a helmet. The sculptural motifs and friezes, the decorative articulation, the shape of superstructure or shikhara and the design of pillars in this temple are those commonly found in other Western Chalukyan temples. On the outer walls of the shrine and vestibule are pilasters of 2 types, full length and half length. The sculptures of Mahishasur-Mardini, Bhairava and Ganesha can be found on the main tower. The base of the outer wall of the open hall has decorative motifs, pilasters surmounted by miniature decorative pyramidal shaped turrets with gargoyle-faced Kirti Mukhas. The sitting area or Kakshasana is treated with floral decorations. The temple has a lot to describe, and for more information, please refer to my write-up in blogger.com, for which I have already shared the link. This brings me to the end of part 2. I hope you did enjoy. Do not forget to watch the final part number 3 of episode 30. Till then, do take care of yourself and bye for now.